Hello, this is Palmeira from Imaginando, and today we have something special for you. We have just released FRMS Fragmented Chants expansion pack, and it was a journey to do it. And I'm here with Miguel Santos, which was the singer for the samples from which we made the patches on FRMS. Miguel Santos is a multi-instrumentist, musician and producer. He's also the singer of the band that I'm on called Quadra. He also has a project called Omiwise and his solo project called Mayu. You should really check those out because they're really good projects. And Miguel, how you doing?
Hello, Lucas. Glad to be here.
Nice. So what we're going to do today is basically do some recordings and show you basically what was the principle for doing some of the patches that we did for this bank, and afterwards we're gonna go through some of them and probably comment on some of them. So let's start recording. I'm gonna open FRMS now and we're gonna do a live recording on FRMS. So we're gonna record 4 notes and then we're gonna make a patch out of it. So are you ready to record?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
So 1, 2, 3, recording.
No, no, no.
That's enough. Another note.
No.
Okay. Another note.
No.
Let's do this one again. Try to start when I press record.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
No.
Sorry. I have to bin it again.
No.
Perfect. And last one.
No.
Okay, so now we have the 4 layers. Let's listen to them one by one. I'm gonna bring this. First one. Second one now. Third. And fourth. And now I'm gonna get on this first recording, I'm just gonna get a note. And now what I'm going to do is give it a little bit of randomization so it doesn't sound as repetitive. A little bit of stereo as well. Okay, now let's go to the second one. I'm gonna turn off the other layers while I'm adding one at a time. Same randomization, so we get a little movement going on. Now let's go to the third layer. I'm actually going to use an LFO to give some movement to this third layer. And what I'm going to do is make the offset of the LFO only positive, so I only have positive values for the modulation. That means that when I assign the matrix to the offset, it will modulate the sound from where I put it to the front. A little bit too fast. Let's bring it down. Bit of reverb on this one. And now for the fourth and last layer. I'm gonna get this note. Again, let's give it a little bit of movement.
Randomize is the key.
Randomizing is the key, for sure. Stereo spread, a little bit more density, and now as you can see, this was pretty fast, and with a little bit of randomization on the values of the positions, frames of the sample, you can basically get some movement going and give it a more organic and realistic feeling, so that the sample doesn't play all the time on the same place, and you get some difference of harmonics and difference of textures when the grains are going through different places. So this was basically the principle that we used for making these patches, and we have loads of patches to go through. So what we're going to do now is go through some patches and comment on them. So let's get through them.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to ask you to play them.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to our Fragmented Chants bank and start with this A New Home.
No.
Called A New Hope. And now let's go to the beautiful ending.
Let's hope for a beautiful start.
We tried to mix some patches between things that I thought that were musically useful and some really deep, strange soundscapes. So there is a little bit of everything on the patches. And now let's go for something a little bit more atmospheric.
Let's hear it pitched down. sounds a little bit like Dune.
It sure does.
That bass note.
The patch is called Desert Moon, and I think the desert part was because I thought of Dune while giving it a name. This one is called Raindrops.
I can see why.
Now Fly Me.
Really like this one.
Yeah, it's the synthesizer coming from the deep sounds really nice. Now we have Ghosts in the Machine.
Nice glissando.
Now for major opening. And now we have a patch called Orbs above us, a little wink to the UAP phenomenon going out there.
Disclosure. Nice growl.
And now we have Oriental Cyberspace, definitely inspired by Blade Runner and Chinatown's Blade Runner.
I really want to hear this one pitched down. One of my favorites.
One of my favorites as well. Now, Searching Life.
Nice percussive sounds.
Now for a more common one called Strat voice. Now for The Lady in the Lake.
These ones.
Yeah, me too. That howling's probably the Lady in the Lake telling you to get Excalibur.
Nice reference.
And now Trouble in Paradise.
I'm just pressing one note.
That I find really interesting in frames, and probably, I don't know, because granular synthesis sometimes might seem overwhelming, but it is actually much simpler than normally people think of. And what I really think frames excels at is creating this one note, sometimes one note patches that are really cinematic, and sometimes taking the time to create that patch and making your own recordings and getting the time to record something that you have close to you and making a patch for it might be the start of a song, or it might be basically the core of the song itself. Yeah. So
it's not an additive instrument, but it's a pretty good instrument as a starting point of a song.
And basically you can make a song all over one patch.
Yeah.
Basically. So let's just go through two more. One called Unexplored Nebula. And finally, we have a shaman on these patches called Unspoken Healer.
Oh, I remember this one.
And now what I'm going to show you are the chords. So what we did is we recorded all the phononyms, basic ones. So we have all the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and also M. And we made patches with 4-note chords on all those phonemes. So you can basically, and that's what I'm gonna go through them so you just have a notion of what we have here. We have major chords with sixths, we have chords with sevenths, minors, and we also have suspended fours and suspended 2 chords on it. So let's just go quickly through them so you have a notion. Just press, keep pressing. The idea was that if you need some nice 4-voice chorus with chords to use in your compositions, you can basically go here and grab them. You will have something that matches your music for sure. And this was I wanted to give a real practical side for this bank, which are all these chords that I think that are really useful, and as well as having some more creative patches. So we have 50 patches of those creative ones, and then we have 144 patches of the chords. Apart from this, we made loads and loads of recordings. So I think we're only using about 20%, 15 to 20% of the samples that you get from this bank. So you have loads more phrases that Miguel has recorded that you can use on your creations and your patches. I think this was it. It was really fun to have this moment with you, Miguel.
Oh, my pleasure.
And it was really fun to make this bank with you. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as we did making it. And I will now say goodbye.
See you later, guys. Been a pleasure.
See you later, guys.